The moment you stop accepting average in your work, your habits, your effort, everything changes. Most people never reach that moment. Today we're talking about money. Specifically, the habits that quietly keep most people stuck, no matter how much they earn. And look, this isn't just about people who are broke. A lot of these habits affect people with decent jobs, good salaries, and nice homes. People who look successful on the outside, but are one bad month away from financial stress. We're going to go through 6 of them. Let's get into it. Habit 1, spending more every time you earn more. Imagine you just got your first paycheck from your part-time job. It's not a lot, maybe $200, but it feels like a lot. So what do? You go out and buy the fancy ice cream, the $9 artisan cone with the imported waffle and the gold sprinkles. Because hey, you earned it, right? That's a completely normal feeling. The problem is when that habit scales. When you get a raise, you move into a bigger apartment. When you get a promotion, you buy a newer car. When your income goes up, your spending goes up by exactly the same amount, sometimes more. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the sneakiest ways people end up stuck. You're earning more, but you're not actually getting ahead. You start to need every paycheck just to keep your lifestyle running. Economists call this the golden handcuffs. You're not broke, but you're not free either. You can implement a simple budgeting framework called the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes to needs, rent, food, utilities. 30% goes to wants, fun stuff, eating out, entertainment. 20% goes to savings and investments. The point is, before you upgrade your lifestyle, make sure your savings get a raise too. Habit 2, having no safety net. You're driving to work one morning and out of nowhere, another car runs a red light and hits you. Nobody's seriously hurt, thankfully. But your car, that's $5,000 in repairs. If you have an emergency fund, that's stressful but manageable. If you don't, now you're scrambling. Maybe you go into debt, maybe you miss rent, maybe you have to borrow money from someone who makes it awkward at every family dinner for the next 3 years. This is the reality for a lot of households. Studies show that a huge portion of middle-class families couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. The key here is to build an emergency fund, enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. That means rent, food, utilities, transportation, not your Netflix and your gym membership. The basics. Start small if you have to. Even $500 is better than nothing. And here's a trick that actually works. Automate it. Set up a small automatic transfer to a savings account every time you get paid. You won't even miss the money if it disappears before you can spend it. Habit 3, giving away money you didn't have to. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people on the planet, once famously pointed out that he pays a lower tax rate than his own secretary. This is simply because he understands how the tax system works and uses every legal advantage available to him. Most regular people don't do this. They just pay full taxes every year, without taking advantage of tools that the government literally created to help people save. What are those tools? Here are the big ones. 401k, a retirement account through your employer. In 2024, you can contribute up to $23,000 per year. That money reduces your taxable income, which means you pay less tax right now while also saving for the future. HSA, Health Savings Account. If you have a high deductible health plan, you can save up to $4,150 tax-free for medical expenses. Individual Retirement Account. Up to $7,000 per year if you're under 50, $8,000 if you're older. Another way to grow money without the government taking a cut every year. You don't have to use all of these, but ignoring all of them is basically volunteering to pay more than you need to. Don't do that. Habit 4, stopping your education the day you get your diploma. There's this idea that once school is over, the learning is done. Like graduation was the finish line. It's not, it's actually just the starting gun. Think of your career like a marketplace. What you get paid is based on supply and demand, just like everything else. If you have a skill that lots of people have, you're not going to earn a premium for it. But if you have a skill that's rare and valuable, you have leverage. This is what people call career capital. The skills, experience, and reputation you build up over time that make you more valuable. Say you learn Python, a programming language. Suddenly, you can automate tasks at work that used to take hours. You're doing more in less time. That makes you harder to replace. It gives you something real to point to when you ask for a raise or a promotion. Never stop learning. Pick one skill every year that makes you more valuable and go deep on it. Books, online courses, YouTube. The resources are everywhere and mostly free. Habit 5. Confusing working hard with getting ahead. Growing up, most of us were told the same thing: work hard and you'll be rewarded. And that's true, to a point. Hard work will get you from A to B. It's necessary. But here's the thing: there are only 24 hours in a day. You can only work so hard for so many hours before you hit a wall. Your effort is capped by your time. The people who build real wealth aren't just working harder than everyone else. They're using leverage, which means their effort multiplies beyond their own hours. What does that look like in practice? Code. A software developer builds an app once. That app can make money for thousands of people 24 hours a day without the developer being there. Content. A video or an article takes a few hours to create but can be watched or read by millions of people for years. Investing. This is the one everyone can use. When you invest money, that money grows while you sleep. Even putting $100 a month into an index fund is leverage. It's small, but over 20 or 30 years, compound interest turns it into something significant. Hard work is the foundation. But if you want to get beyond just getting by, you need to find ways to make your effort work for you even when you're not in the room. Habit 6. Treating debt like it's normal. Somewhere along the way, we as a society decided that carrying a credit card balance was just a normal part of life. It's not normal. It's expensive. Here's a stat that should make your jaw drop. Total US credit card debt has crossed $1 trillion. And the average interest rate on that debt is around 27.9% per year. That means if you carry a $1,000 balance and only make minimum payments, you could end up paying back nearly double what you originally spent. The rule should be simple. Only buy something on a credit card if you could also afford to buy it with cash. Use the card for the points and the convenience, then pay it off every month. But if you're already in debt, there's a smart strategy called the avalanche method. Here's how it works. List all your debts, make the minimum payment on all of them. Put any extra money toward the debt with the highest interest rate first. So if you have a credit card at 27% interest and a car loan at 6% interest, you attack the credit card first. Once that's gone, you roll that payment over to the next debt. You're not paying more money. You're just being strategic about where it goes. In conclusion, none of these habits are your fault. They're things we absorb from culture, from what we see around us, from what nobody taught us in school. But the good news is they're all breakable. And breaking them is the first step toward actually getting ahead. Thanks for watching.